Hey, what's up guys? As you might know, I have a Parametric 3D array on fab.com available, and it's a plugin which helps you to make HISM arrays, and not only HISM, actually many other arrays such as lamps and blueprint arrays, etc. But you can watch my previous video about that. But currently, I want to tell you about the update I have made. I have updated this array, and now it has a very important new feature. So as you might see, it creates an array of HISM instances, and they are random, they are diverse. For example, here we have this shape of mesh, here we have another shape of mesh, and everywhere we have different materials. Sometimes, so all shapes can take different materials. And let me show a very important thing. So let's go quickly into the blueprint. And now you will see that I got all HISM components and I printed them out at the even begin play. Just let's make it a little bit longer. Let's compile and let's move it here. And I want to zoom in the display, the resolution, because I use 4K resolution and it can look pretty small for other people. And you will see that I have only six HISM components instead of hundreds of static meshes. And it means that it will dramatically decrease draw calls into your game. When you put, for example, furniture into a building, or maybe benches along a road, etc., and you still have control over diversity. And let me show a very important detail which I have added. As you might know, that it creates complex arrays, and we can add different instances into each collection. And let's add quickly another instance, and it will be a carpet. And let's adjust its transform. And you see, we already have a carpet into each instance, into each collection. And then let's override materials. And let's apply just default materials very quickly. And here, the last ID will be green. And now I want to make them diverse, because each family into each apartment has different carpets, So for that, I just have to duplicate this. I have to duplicate this array, and then I should change materials here. Like, let's make it orange. Actually, orange is not very noticeable. Let's make it like that. Yeah. And let's change this material to like this. Okay. All right. You see, now all of them have different materials, and you can add more and more options. And finally, I want to make even shapes different. That's why I should duplicate the static mesh itself, and I should apply here the second type of carpet. And you see, so all carpets have different shapes and different materials, and we can make them even more diverse. Just spend your time, add more different types of items, and you will have even more diverse array. And you know, for the testing purposes, let's make 2 floors. Let's make even more collections, even more. Let's make 100. You see, I have like 20,000 collections, and it would make 20,000 draw calls approximately. But now we have united them into HISM components, and there are only 10 HISM components instead of 20,000 collections. It means it will make only 10 draw calls. Depending on materials, you should multiply 10 by quantity of materials, and it will be approximately 20 or 30 draw calls. What is really low in comparison with regular static meshes. It means that it will make your performance much better. And previously, I had a drawback in this plugin that sometimes you want to unite different items into the same style. For example, here, both of them have the same style with backs. Here they don't have backs. And sometimes you want to unite them by color. You know, for example, armchairs should have the same material as the sofa. You know, it's like the usual stuff when people make designs, they want to share the same materials and the same style. And before, when I had the previous version of the plugin, I should unite such things into one static mesh. Otherwise, it would take randomly each item and they would not be into one single style. And now I have finally developed a very important feature. Let me showcase it. So for that, I should change the sofa set on just simple sofa. And here I should change it on the second sofa. And now I have only sofas instead of sofa sets. And they are still diverse. But I want to add armchairs now. For that, into the collection, I should duplicate the sofa or just add another instance. And here with the type HISM, I should choose armchair 1 and here armchair 2 for diversity. Let's very quickly adjust its transform. Let's rotate it. Let's move it to the left, to the right, actually, to the right. And yeah, as I told you, you see that they don't have they don't share the style. They don't have the same style. They don't have the same color. But I have fixed this problem with a function which is called copy static mesh index. I just have to click it to enable, and here I should enter the index of the instance wherefrom we should copy the style. For example, this index can randomly choose between index 0 and index 1. So index 0 is without backs, index 1 is with backs. And here we are telling to the plugin that copy that order from the instance 0 and apply it, select the type not randomly but in the same way as you choose randomly it here in the index 0. And now you can see that we have solved the problem where the sofa is without back, the armchair is without back as well. When it's with backs, it has a back in armchair, in an armchair as well. And it's like that everywhere. But only colors are wrong. And for that, you should in the material section enable copy material from another instance. And here you should click plus and you should select where from you want to copy materials. And since we have 3 indices, we should enter here all those indices, and the same we should do for this field. And copy, paste. And now, as you can see, everywhere the meshes share the same materials into one single collection. And they share the style as well. You see? And finally, we have control over a separate instance. And it's good because, for example, let's collapse everything. For example, we can take the armchair and we can apply randomness settings, and we can apply, for example, random rotation. You see? That's good, right? And they are still united into HISM components. Let's zoom it. Let's run it. And you will see that we have only 60 HISM components instead of hundreds of separate static meshes. Alright, and now, for example, I want to duplicate this armchair, and let's adjust its transform. You see, now I have an armchair here and there. I want to remove the randomness. and I only should rotate this item. Yeah, you see, and now I have so everything properly, and that's the main update of this plugin for today. I also prepared a lot of different different nodes for you. Let me showcase. For example, as you can remember, I can make various of collections. For that, I should duplicate or create a new collection. And here, let's remove the armchairs. And now you'll see that I have some collections with armchairs, some collections without armchairs. And at the same time, so everything is truly random. But at the same time, I still have only 16 HISM components. And let's add to this collection like for example a desk. You see, this collection is with armchairs. This collection is with the desk. Let's quickly add materials. And let's apply dark wood. Let's duplicate it, and let's apply the light wood. So again, we have them very diverse. And let's duplicate the static mesh itself, and let's apply desk 2. So somewhere we have a desk with round corners. Somewhere we have a straight table. And now we should rotate this table on 90 degree. And now we should set up the location. Alright? You see, this is how you make very diverse arrays. And you can make it more complex, even more and more, depending on your needs and time. And it can you can add into this array not only static meshes, but also skeletal meshes, or even blueprint components. Or for example, you can add point lights. Let's set up the point light settings. Let's add the color and intensity 3000. Let's make the color like red. Let's set up the location. Let's make it higher. Yeah, you see? And let's make it more diverse again. And let's make it even more diverse. for example, you want to have a lamp in your interior or somewhere else. Maybe you want to use this plugin for lamps along a road. You can use it, and it's very useful in tie with megalights. And now you can dynamically change the intensity. Let's on the event tick, let's make a timer. Set timer by function name. Let's make a function name custom event, like change intensity. And parametric, let's search for parametric 3D array, and let's search for point lights. And let's get all point light components by index, by coordinate. Yeah, I want to do this one. Let's get a cell. Let's get a random cell. So each time, like each second, it will get a random cell. So this collection is a cell. And let's get the random cell, and let's make the rules. This cell must have the point light. Now this node returns only a cell with the point lights inside. For example, in some cells I don't have a point lights, in other I have them. And now I want to break this cell. I want to get all point light components into this cell, and for each, because I can have multiple point lights into each cell, this is not prohibited. And for each point light component, I should break it, and here I should set intensity, and U intensity will be 0. Actually, it will be random for this presentation. It will be random. Random flow from range from 0 to like 5,000, and it will do it each like half of a second. Let's make looping. I just didn't put the function name here. My bad, I missed that. You maybe noticed that before me. I should do that on the even begin play. Yeah, now it works, guys. That's my bad. Let's speed it up a little bit. Let's remove this stuff, and let's again make it random. And now you will see that now it randomly turns them on and off. And you can, isn't it cool? And it's only one single array. I hope you see it. that they blink. For the presentation, I'll set light color also dynamically. In my case, it will switch them into like blue, and in my case it will make them very bright. That will make it very noticeable. Yeah, you see? So yeah, workable plugin, you know? A very cool stuff. You can use it for purposes. It I believe it doesn't have any bugs already, but if you accidentally find something, let me know. I'll fix that very quickly. It just have a lot of code here, you know. I wrote it on C++ manually. I mean, there's no wipe coding. And yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.